Hear the music?
Yes.
Are you ready? We love that music, man. We should really give those guys credit sometime. Glitz. So fitting, right?
Yeah, maybe we bring them.
Feel a glitch in the vortex.
Maybe we host them live.
Maybe we reach out. That'll be good. All right, let's wind that down. We are back with you guys on a Wednesday night. We're throwing a wrinkle into the whole works. We're going to try to go live 2 nights in a row, get back on schedule. This is John. I got Mark, the co-host, with me as always, and this is Movie Killers Podcast. And I think we have a really good target for tonight. I would say that she might be quite the wonder for us to talk about and kind of go through. Not to give anything away, but pretty good, right?
That was pretty slick.
A little bit of Red Notice, maybe,
yeah.
Or I don't know, you know.
This was a very painful decision, I might add, because you know how I feel about my ex.
I do understand. You know,
but
you know, things are going to go a little fast and furious.
Wow, look at you! You're just like
kind of walk through this, right?
Yeah, you're like fully loaded out of the chamber. Just
like the Flash. I'm moving.
Oh my god!
Come on!
I can't keep up.
You can't keep up. It's too crazy.
I can't keep
up. Criminal. Criminal. What I'm doing. That's another bomb in her arsenal. Criminal. Nobody ever heard of that stupid thing. It's terrible.
Yes, but I think before we get started, where we dig into the whole, you know, our actor for this evening. It's not even like a roast. It's just like I feel like we offer up, you know, ROI data as it's presented. I mean, it's out there. I mean, anyone is free to do their own research, but I just found this very, very tough because I am a huge fan of this actor. But before we get into that, I think we're going to get caught up on some of the box office numbers as of late. And for the last, I guess our last couple episodes, we talked about how very closely we predicted some of the outcomes. And we stayed true to our predictions for the most part. I think we had, well, when I say we, I mean, it's more like John had this pick. I was kind of like, okay. I just kind of went with the flow. But that was like 3 months ago now. I think we're past that, right? The whole Frankenstein thing. I think we're past that now. Okay.
Look, you can go watch The Bride now. You can watch it probably for free. If you want to enjoy, if you want to look, there is no willingness to pay, but the movie itself is not awful. It's like a rock. I've been looking at, I watched it a couple times now because I'm like, did I miss the mark that bad? It's almost like Rocky Horror, right? Like I was trying to think of it the other day. Like Rocky Horror by itself is not a good movie, but when you put all the other chaos and commotion and the originality and the dancing and everything that goes along with it,
yes,
it's extremely entertaining.
It makes for good entertainment, right? I agree. But you know what? You had a like a monumental redemption pick with Obsession. That is just mind-boggling. And I think when we talked about it earlier in the week, we were just caught up in this has to be a record. And it did. It actually broke a record in terms of ROI percentages. But we could go through the numbers with the latest releases. Are we going to get into our favorite highly anticipated Christopher Nolan flick? That got a lot of buzz.
We can go through all of them. So,
okay. Let's do that.
And for Obsession, it broke the record for one of Mark's all-time favorites. Like, and we've talked about it. We hinted a little bit on it when we did our tribute to Chuck Norris, but Obsession just broke the record for Enter the Dragon. So,
so
it's held that under million budget record for profitability, and Obsession just broke it.
Yeah, and Enter the Dragon came out in 1970 something.
Yeah.
Right? So you're talking
for 50 years.
Over 50 years. Guys, this is history. I mean, I think the sleeper pick you called, like, what is it, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago now?
Yeah. Doing,
Yeah,
dude,
I don't know how much.
I have my moments, right? I mean, it's like,
Yeah, but this one, I mean, this was a record moment. So this was that was a big one.
I kind of equate this, and then guys, we're going to stop rambling and we're going to focus on the material. But I was thinking about this earlier. I kind of equate myself to the super model, super hot chick. Let's say Sophie Cunningham, quite moment, right? Like Sophie Cunningham has thousands of guys throwing themselves at her all the time. If you don't know who she is, look her up. Gal Gadot, thousands of guys throwing at her all the time. But she only picks a few, but she picks like the best. I kind of look at it as we got thousands of movies that are coming out all the time. And we're looking at these movies and we can't pick them all. But in this scenario, guys, we are the hot people.
Okay. I like where you're going with this. So I'm trying to
but
rationalize here, but
we got it right.
Yeah.
99% of the time. But I missed the mark with The Bride. You missed the mark with one. I forget which one it was, but
I didn't miss the mark completely. I just said I think it's gonna make money. I didn't think that was gonna break records, and it was the Michael bike.
Yeah, you totally missed the mark on Michael.
Okay, fine. I was off by like 300 million.
Right? But for the most part,
yeah,
we're picking the cream of the crop. We're picking because we got so many movies out. The ones we're
damn
picking,
right.
We're doing pretty well with. So
yes, this is why we work out in the off season. I mean,
yeah,
this is why we do this.
You know, I did wear the. So for Randon, let me give Randon a plug. So Randon's my buddy. We threw the word out. We'll sponsor. We'll wear hats. Like I wore the knife maker hat, and you guys can't see it, but I got my NYPD Harbor Patrol hat in honor of Randon, who was working through July 4th, dealing with everything up in the New York City Harbor. But he's NYPD. You know, he's out there risking his neck, doing his job, and he sent the hat down. He sent me a shirt, too. I was going to wear both, but I actually enjoyed the shirt so much that I wore it before tonight because I was like, man, that's a great shirt. So on one of the episodes, I'll wear the shirt, but I do have his NYPD Harbor Patrol hat. Thanks to Randon for sending the hat, listening to the show, you know, and him and all his buddies up there and his brothers in the NYPD and everything they do. We appreciate it. So just want to call that out. All right. So let's get into, dude, I've been downright giddy about this because I won a couple bucks. I didn't win big money, but I did not have to pay out on Masters of the Universe. I have been waiting on this, as you all know, since the beginning of the year to just tell everybody how terrible this movie was. So Masters of the Universe came out June 5th. Estimated budget about $200 million. To date, we're a month in, $112 million.
That's pathetic.
Catastrophic bomb was the headline for Masters of the Universe. Why are we the only people who saw this coming and the rest of the world couldn't look at this and say, this is not going to do anything?
Yeah. But more importantly, if you're behind this project and you're financing this production, like, was there any red flag? I mean, I know bombs happen in Hollywood all the time, but I'm like, He-Man is for me growing up, right? Like He-Man was a large part of my childhood in terms of, one of the cartoons that I watched, that and Transformers. But how do you just drop the ball that bad and miss the mark on something that was, this was like pop culture for us growing up? And they did so was it the casting, the production? Was it?
I think it's all of the above.
All of the above, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's all of the above. And what the data is telling us, which I love, and you guys know this, we are data centric. We called out that Disclosure Day was going to struggle. Disclosure Day came out June 12th, $115+ million budget, barely breaking 200 million. And it's been out for almost a month now. It'll be a month this weekend. It's not doing anything. It's struggling to even break even, but major underperforming. Mortal Kombat 2, we knew that was going to be a flop from the beginning. We knew that wasn't doing anything. Supergirl, we said from the beginning, was going to struggle. It's struggling. $170 million budget, barely breaking 110. Toy Story 2, we called that out. We said, it's probably going to pace towards $1 billion, maybe fall a little short. It's already at just under 800 million. So that's marching along, doing what we said it was going to do. The Obsessions and Back Rooms just came out of nowhere. But Mandalorian and Grogu, $165 billion. barely breaking 330, and it's been out since May 22nd. So that's a big disappointment going in. But to me, what the data is telling me, and we can talk about this a little bit, I think people are just over these giant, bloated, big budget, crazy movies. And I'll call it now. When the Odyssey comes out, it's going to struggle. Like, we had multiple shows talking about that. That's another big, giant, crazy budget movie that's going to struggle. I think the only two movies that are going to do that well this summer that are huge budget because of the following: Spider-Man Brand New Day and Marvel Doomsday. I don't think anything else has a shot.
Well, Doomsday's coming out late, not this summer, right? Doomsday's coming out. When is the date for Doomsday? I thought that's not coming out till late.
I don't have the date in front of me, but yeah, I think it's November, December. It's the end of the year for sure. I think what the data is telling us is if you take these small budget, and we talked about this a little bit with Michael B. Jordan, and even though we're not talking about him tonight, I think we need to talk about it.
Okay.
Right? A little bit. Not as not as the main feature, but some of the things, right? Obsession, Backrooms, Scary Movie, $30 million budget. It's already at 225. I think people want these dark, and my sleeper pick tonight is aligned with this, and we're going to go into that. They want these dark, gritty, realistic, low budget, good story, good acting. Like, people are just over the cartoonish nonsense that came out with like Masters of the Universe and some of this other stuff. It's just, they're tired of the $8 hot dog, right? Let's go back to the basics.
Yeah, it's been done so many times, and I get it. Like, we talk about a heist movie. You said it's been done 2,400 times. So I would say there's an element of fatigue there, because it's the same. When you see a trailer, when you see like the Supergirl trailer, right? You'll see the same type of imagery, the same recycled song that was redone from the 70s, like some, one of the songs that was just redone or a remake. And that's the trailer. It's almost predictable how the trailer is going to go, especially if it's tied to like a superhero theme type release. They all look the same and feel the same, sound the same. So I think, again, there's that element of fatigue for sure, but they still keep doing it. Like, I don't get it, and they're not making money. Like, say, I Supergirl is struggling, like you said. I mean, the next, like, I don't know if Spider-Man at this point will top its predecessor, but I think we called it that it probably is going to do some good numbers, based on history there. I just got a note that Facebook is working, YouTube is not live.
Yeah. So, and I don't know how to get that going without killing all the other live stuff. So
yeah, I think it's fine. We could always come back. I mean, our 38,000 listeners can tune in on Facebook.
Can I tell you what's exciting for me?
Yeah.
Guys, this has been such a good week for me. I'm having a great week. Can I throw that out there? Like, I'm just having a great week. If you guys go on TikTok and look at my video that Mark and I put together for the Odyssey, where I'm sticking up for Elliot Page. I'm like, give this guy a break and let him go do his thing. 14,000 views. I'm so excited by that. And we're getting like 1,000 views a day. Like, that's crazy to me.
The craziest part is nobody commented about my when I was in character.
No.
Right? That's surprising. That's like shocking.
I think it's because it's too good. They're like, man, that's friggin' Russell Crowe. They don't even notice it.
They didn't even notice it. I was going to say that. Like, it was so seamless, the transition between, like, that's what I'm saying. I mean, just stick me in, coach. I can do the same thing at a fraction of the cost, right? I'll do Gladiator and all that stuff for obsession money.
Well, I think that's the beauty of what we're going to talk about a little bit, and with Michael B. Jordan, and we'll hit on that quick because we got a lot of show tonight. We got to jam it into a small window. But the other piece I want to talk about a little bit is Google's investment in A24 and the controversy and the chaos, because Google is investing, I forget the number, 700.
It was like 70. No, it was It was only 75 million.
75 million. You are correct. So Google's putting 75 million into A24. A24 is this small little independent, like let's focus on our actors. And Google's like, screw that. I got Gemini. I'm in the AI business, and
they're going to ruin
movies
it
now without actors.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I think it's a shame because I think and we came across the write up around that and the investment and some of the backlash from the purists to say, hey man, like. And it seems like it's a common theme, right? It always starts out as an independent of sorts, right? Low budget, really focusing on the creativity, the art, the artistry of like the director, producer, screenplay, the writers, and then they sell out to a big conglomerate, right? So it's probably not going to be the same, right? It's going to be a money machine now. I mean, it already is a money machine, but it's done at such a scale that is just mind-boggling. And Google is going to say, you know what, we're gonna invest, and we're probably going to ruin it because they're going to probably over commercialize something and just we'll see. But I just have a bad feeling about that investment and what's to come with A24 because they had something good going for quite some time. This is not like a Johnny come lately studio house. They've been at this for quite some time.
Yeah, this is what's crazy. So A24 averages between $5 and $10 million from a budget perspective, and they have a $3.5 billion valuation. So they've made these, to your point, they've made these tiny little budget movies, tiny being, let's call an average of 5 million, whatever, 5 to 7. Mm-hmm. And they're worth billions. So why do they need Google's 75 million? Like
they don't. Yeah,
they just don't need it.
Unless there's something that we just, obviously that wasn't disclosed, that was very valuable to them, and maybe it wasn't the cash infusion. Maybe it was something else, technology based. We don't know, but 75 million seemed extremely low, all things considered, especially their ROI and their track record, as of late.
Yeah,
it just seemed
maybe
something doesn't add up.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like
doesn't add up.
Yeah.
All right, so we went through the numbers. We're pretty excited that Masters of the Universe is failing, although I am Camila Mendez, or whatever her name is. I already forgot. Fan. I think she did a great job. These other knuckleheads, I expect to know better from any of them. The Disclosure Day, not doing great. And the rest of the stuff I'm not going to repeat. But we'll continue to go through some numbers. But right now, it is not a summer of love when it comes to movies, unless you have a budget of like $1 million, and then the world is loving you.
And the only thing I want to add to the Disclosure Day, that was backed by Steven Spielberg, right? He is one of probably the most successful producer directors in our lifetime, and to come out with a dud. To me, that was a little bit shocking. And some of the review, I didn't see the movie. We were actually geared, and here's a true story. We were geared up to go watch it. We started kind of combing through some of the reviews online, Rotten Tomatoes and all that. It was just bad. It just got worse every page we turned. And I would say the consensus was it got off to a slow start. Half the movie was just extremely slow and boring. And there was a ton of holes in the plot, and ultimately, the climactic scene was just, are you kidding me, right? So I was like, okay, I'm not going to waste my $12 for the ticket, my $8 hot dog. I was just like, I'll wait until it comes out on, Netflix or whatever.
Yeah, and I think Spielberg got a little bit of, I'm Steven Spielberg. Like, I think his ego is getting in the way, because like the heist flicks, these alien movies have been done 3 billion times. So, you got to come up with something original or something different that people haven't seen before. Yeah. And to say they live among us and have her click when she talks and break through on the news, it's just been done. It's been done so many times.
Yeah. I would say when we're talking about aliens, there remember the one series Alien Earth?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and they kind of talked in the same way, that like that clicking sound. I
Yeah.
thought that was better.
I agree.
Well,
I
you know what?
agree
I
with you
say that
100%.
I haven't seen the movie, but I'll just say this. I wouldn't be surprised if after I watch Disclosure that I think Alien Earth the series is better. I think that's gonna be my conclusion. That's my prediction there.
Well, I think the other piece is if you go back and you push all the data of why Disclosure would be successful or what the outcome of Disclosure Day would be, the only success criteria that came through was Steven Spielberg. You know, even Emily Blunt was kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't have the star power to carry that movie because there were so many things against it. So you got like 5 things going in one direction. You got a half of a thing going, or say, call it, I'll give her a half a thing going in a positive direction. You got Spielberg.
Yeah.
Spielberg can't overcome 4 or 5 things that are just going in a negative direction. That's why that thing is kind of a barely break even. It had too many things going against it and zero originality. So I don't know. Better luck next time.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't think he's losing any sleep over
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. All right. Do we get into our reveal here for our
Yeah,
actor?
go ahead. Let him have it.
So when we were talking about this, and we always talk about who we're doing next, and I know this name came up in the past. I was like, no, I don't want to go there. That's my ex, dude. Right? And you're like, yeah, whatever. But this actor, when you actually do the research and you have a filmography where the ROI discussion is generally more one-sided, like the bad-sided part, you see if they're a fit for our movie killer theme. And this actor is actually just almost a perfect fit in terms of ROI, or lack thereof. And it's unfortunate that I have to talk about my ex here, Gal Gadot.
All right, let's give her a little fame.
מועמדת מספר 16.
תתגייס בקורס צה"ל ותהיה מדריכת
Little something for you.
Uh-huh.
Feel like that?
That was good. That was
Miss
touching.
Israel. Yeah, she was Miss Israel
2004.
2004. Went off to compete in Miss Universe with Donald Trump. He owned Miss Universe.
Yeah.
When she was there.
Yes.
Yeah, what a
yes.
clown. Sorry.
There was a
Gal
couple
Gadot,
articles back.
I
Yes,
mean
Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
Gal Gadot. So before we get into the numbers, there's some interesting things about her past. I mean, like everybody has, a storyline and how they got there. But I thought hers was very interesting. I think everybody's aware that she had the military background, right? She served, and this is mandatory too. It's not like, she went out of her way to do this. Like it's kind of mandatory
service.
Yep, like all Israeli citizens. But you know what she served as? Because I always wondered, like, and this I knew this a long time ago, but
I do, because I think it's perfect for her.
yes,
She was a aerobics instructor.
combat fitness instructor, training soldiers in physical conditioning rather than serving in a combat unit. Like,
Yes.
yeah, no kidding. Like,
Yes, that's what
right?
I meant.
You're not
Combat
sticking
fitness
Gal Gadot in the front line, dude. You're like, yo, no, dude. She's gonna get you guys fit. And how many guys are gonna get fit? Like all of them, right? Whoever gets added to her class.
If you say so. So let's take a step back. So she was born in April 30th. So she just had a birthday, 1985.
Happy B-Day.
Getting up there in years.
She
was born in Israel, grew up in Israel. Her dad was an engineer. Her mom was a PE teacher. So I guess that's where she got her experience to go and be a combat fitness instructor. Miss Israel, 2004, at the ripe old age of 18 years old, and went off to compete in Miss Universe in Ecuador. To your point, at age 20, she completed her mandatory 2-year service, where after her service, she went off to college. I don't think she ever finished college. She got pulled out of college to go audition for Quantum of Solace for the Bond girl, but she turned it down because she said, I don't think making money of posing is the right way to do it. But then that quickly changed when she got pulled into her first movie, 2009.
Her first movie, 2009? Was it The Fast and Furious?
Fast and the Furious. You are correct. Yeah. 2009 is her acting debut. So.
Yeah, but I've heard conflicting reports on the Quantum of Solace. Like, she didn't get the role because she ultimately was not picked.
I heard that she rejected it as she was doing the audition. She's like, yeah, I don't think I really want to do this.
There was, I think there was, she had contemplation because at that time she wasn't comfortable with her English. She ultimately lost the role to Olga Kurylenko.
Yes.
But I don't think it was her turning down the role. It was more, they said, no, we're going with Olga. But
you know what her first job was? Which I thought was super interesting. First job.
Okay. Did not know.
She was competing with Nev across the street. Does that help?
No way.
She worked at Burger King. Yeah, she was at Burger King while Nev Campbell was at McDonald's.
No shit. Wow.
No shit. Hold on, let me see if I can push the right button. Come on, I'm see if I can get lucky.
Always count on McDonald's. Always good food, always good value.
Yep. And then you got Gal across the street.
Does she have a commercial? Oh, dude, if you can pull that from the archives.
She has immortal longings in her. Wouldn't it be cool if there was a Burger King commercial? That was the best thing I could find for Gal. Gal's clips are... She has so many bad acting clips online. It's just, there's too many to choose from.
Yeah. And...
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, honestly, when you watch her films, do you feel that way? That she can't deliver on her lines and she's a bad actor?
100%. Terrible.
Really?
Yeah. She's like me, dude. You walk down the street, the first thing you notice is the looks, and then it takes time to discover the personality and understand what's going on underneath.
Yeah, you know what? I could totally not see that. I totally not see that.
You look at her, all you see are the looks, and nobody's listening to what she's saying. Like, it sounds terrible to just dismiss her like that. But when you
I'm going to disagree. Yes.
Look, I'm going to play you some clips, and you're going to, and don't look at the screen.
Fine.
This is what you have to do. You have to like put your hand up.
Okay.
Don't look at the screen and just listen. So for all our viewers, listeners in the podcast themselves, you guys will listen and you won't be able to see all this. So you're going to be like, oh my God, she is a terrible actress. But Sarah Finn, who we've talked about before, loves her. Sarah Finn's casting director who does a lot of the Marvel stuff. She pulled her into Fast and Furious. She pulled her into Wakanda. She pulled her into something else I don't have in front of me, but she's pulled her into like 3 separate franchises to say, this is our girl. And not Wonder Woman. That was a different person, but she loves her. But you tell me do you want to listen to a couple bad clips?
No, I just see, let's talk about Wonder Woman, because obviously that character resonates with her forever now, right? Because I think she did a great job. The first one. The second one, wasn't her fault, but the storyline for 1984 was kind of whack. But Linda Carter, in terms of acting, you're telling me okay, right. That's what I mean.
Terrible.
So who do you think was better, Linda Carter or Gal?
They're equally bad. Like, they're not good.
I didn't ask you that. I asked you, who do you think pulled it off better?
When I was 8 years old watching, Battle of the Network Stars and trying to understand what was going on in the world, Linda Carter was the greatest person on the planet.
Dude, I had the biggest crush on Linda Carter. I was like in first or second grade, but I didn't think she was, I didn't know, like, at watching her in Wonder Woman, I was like, I didn't know what bad acting or good acting was, but now I see some of those repeat clips. I'm like, okay, who pulled it off? I would say Gal did over Linda Carter.
All right.
That's all that's my opinion.
She's
But
Wonder Woman, but I think it's because she can handle the action, right? Like she's a good action. Look, Schwarzenegger's not known for his acting. He's known for being a great action.
He's just so awesome, though. I mean, you can't diss Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, but you're not putting him in Hamlet, right? You know what I mean? Like you're putting him in Commando, where he's going to go blow shit up, or Collateral Damage, where he's like.
But he pulls it off, though, right?
Yeah, you put her in a movie where she's going to run around and blow shit up and run across the no man's land with her shield. I mean, that's a great scene, but
that was great. That was epic. With the lasso. My gosh. That was awesome.
All right, so let's go through some of the numbers. So if you guys haven't noticed, Gal Gadot is our person tonight, right? We talked about it. She's been in a lot of the Fast and the Furious movies since Fast and Furious. She's Wonder Woman. She's in Shazam, Fury of the Gods. She did a cameo in Flash. All make money. I'm not gonna deny it, but it's no different than a Marvel movie, right? All these different franchise movies do fine. But then you put her in these movies where she's kind of has to stand on her own a little bit. Night and Day, $117 million, worldwide revenue, 261, not making it. Date Night, production budget, 55 million, made about 150, not making it, barely breaking even. Keeping Up with the Joneses, one of the worst movies I have ever sat through in my life. 40 million, 20. It's a Geely movie. It's like Geely. Like, it's so bad. So, yes, Geely is Keeping Up with the Joneses. Right?
There was a good scene, though, in Keeping Up with the Joneses. And this was 2016. So I just want to throw out the dates. Remember the scene when their neighbor was following her, and then she ran into her in the dressing room? I mean, Gal Gadot's she's tall, and I forget who was, and she was just looking at her, and she was like, in her lingerie, and I was just like, damn, that's a tall woman.
Yeah, but you're not looking at her acting. It goes back. You're making my point for me. Like, you're not like, damn, she was a good actress.
Yeah, I pulled. Yeah, I was looking at the numbers, and they're pretty bad. Like Wonder Woman, I'm looking. I think Wonder Woman, the 2017 version, Wonder Woman, was the only one that really made money out of. I'm just looking at her late. I'm only going back to 2016 in terms of her filmography. So Wonder Woman, the budget was about 150 million, right? And it grossed 821. So that's roughly a 5.5x. Made money, right? If you factor in all the other expenses and marketing, etc. But other than that, this list that I'm looking at from 2025 and going back in time to 2016, they're really. Oh, Batman versus Superman, also in 2016. But again, franchise. You take those two out, it's curtains, man. There's nothing. There's nothing.
That. Listen to these numbers. So if you take her total catalog of movies, Fast and the Furious, all the bombs, everything, total production budget's about 3.2 billion. Total combined worldwide gross is about 9 billion. So it's a 2.9, almost, let's call it a 3. I'll round it up for her because you like her in her black lingerie. So her box office multiplier is basically 3x. We all know that 2.5 is the break even point, right? So take all her blockbusters, everything, 3x. If you take Fast and the Furious, which was far successful or very successful before she ever got involved, and you take the DC movies out, her 5 core DC films, her production budget drops to about 8.5 million with a worldwide budget of about 1.4. So now she drops down to a 1.6x multiplier. So if you take the franchise movies out that were successful before she ever got involved, maybe Wonder Woman I'll give her, but Wonder Woman 1984 was probably one of the worst movies I sat through next to Keeping Up.
It lost money. Before lost money.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
1.6. So studios, we're giving it to you. We're throwing you the softball. She can't stand on her own.
Yeah, this is movie ball.
Movie ball numbers.
Movie ball metrics. Yeah, pretty bad. And the thing is, too, like if you didn't know prior to Wonder Woman 1984 coming out and knowing that the original one in 2017 made $821 million, right? You're thinking,
yep.
caught fire here. So yeah. Wonder Woman 1984 comes out, a budget of $200 million, and it grossed $169. That is terrible, man. Like, that's one way to wreck a franchise. Like I watched it. I thought the storyline was just trash, and resurrecting, her love interest. What's his name from the original? I was just like, that
Chris
is
Pine
just
and Steve Trevor. Yeah,
like,
terrible.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, this is when Pedro Pascal was kind of in his prime. Like, there was a lot of actor saturation with Pedro Pascal, right? Like, he was everywhere. You couldn't turn anything on without seeing his face.
Well, because he said yes to everything, because he struggled as an actor until Game of Thrones, his 15 minutes of fame. And then all the offers started coming in. If I'm Pascal, I'm doing every single one, dude, because I got some catching up to do.
Yeah,
I need to
check.
Yeah, he needed to pad his 401k at that point, because he was no spring chicken.
And Kristen Wiig. I thought Kristen Wiig was the highlight of the movie. I thought she was phenomenal. I would go watch a cheetah movie with her in it before I would watch any of that other mess going on. Thought she was great.
Yeah. So it's sad. It's you look at when you think of Gal Gadot, she's a very famous actor, worldwide recognition. But, when you start digging into the numbers, you're just like, wow. Like I don't know if I expected, the numbers to be this bad, but I was disappointed because I was kind of rooting for her,
Yeah. And she would be a great, and I know she made her comment about she doesn't want to make her money posing or whatever, but to your point, she's recognizable. She's got the looks. Yeah. She's extremely classy and like sophisticated looking. Like, I forget who the actor was when we were looking at it, and it was like the spokesperson for Armani and something else. Oh, Tom Holland. Like, when I look at Tom Holland, I don't think Armani or whatever the line was that he's a spokesperson for. She could be the spokesperson for everything as far as modeling.
Anything. Yeah,
you could put her in anything, and she would be, the look of sothistication. But
yes. I don't know. Did she ever do any modeling? I don't think I came across that in her. Other than, Miss Israel of 2004. But you know what? She before her fame, I'm trying to look at the dates, how they correlate, because her, right? She didn't come into the scene until 2008, 2009, right? Prior to that, like her and her husband, he's got like an awesome story. Like he was like he was into like real estate. So like buying and flipping, real estate, not just homes, but like commercial properties. Like he was buying, land before that that area got popular. So he was essentially, flipping real estate. And then him and his brother, they invested in a hotel, and then ultimately they sold it to this billionaire. But from that sale, they made $26 million. So right. She didn't need the money. Like she didn't need to be an actress. But I think they also, not that I think, they have a production company as well that they share.
Yeah, Pilot Wave,
right.
Yeah, and for those who are interested, his name is Yaron Usava, something like that.
Yeah.
Go back and see what I don't remember his name.
Yeah, they share 4 daughters together.
Yeah, Yaron Versano is his name. They've been married since 2008.
Yeah. But remember, I don't know if you do remember this, but a couple episodes ago, I said we should do an episode where we, the what ifs. Like, I don't know why.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing as I'm reading this stuff. But go ahead, and then I'll tell you what I'm laughing at.
I'm saying, like, so the what ifs, like if so and so, who was originally, the cast for a certain character, like that was like the primary pick, but ultimately that person turned it down, and then you got another person. Like I always go back to The Matrix. Like to me, The Matrix was that was such a incredible film when it came out because nothing was done like that prior to. But Keanu Reeves was like the second or third pick. The first one was Will Smith, and I was just like, no way. But I read it, and they were like, yeah, he was actually our number one pick. So I bring that up because with Gal, like she lost out on Quantum of Solace to Olga Kurylenko, but she also went for Mad Max Fury Road.
Anya Taylor-Joy or Charlize Theron, one of them.
Charlize Theron, right? I'm like, wow, you think about that, like, and it just clicked when you said, the acting chops. Like she can act her ass off, right? Like she's very believable. And I'm, and you're trying to picture Gal doing, Furiosa. No, right? No. Like right away, you're like
Gal doing Monster. Like Charlize Theron was an Academy Award winner, like Oscar winner. She was so good in that.
100%. But so that's one example where she got beat out on the audition. The other one I looked up was in Guardians of the Galaxy. The purple sister, Nebula.
Yeah. Jillian.
Karen Gillian.
Karen Gillian, thank you.
Yes. Yep. Lost to her.
She's great.
Yeah.
She's really good. She's good in that, and she's good in all the Jumanji movies. She's great.
Right, but that's another. I mean, she had no lines basically. I mean, she had very minimal lines, right? Because she was like basically like a kind of like the cyborg sister that Thanos put together. But anyway, like it was just, I was just like, wow. So she lost out on that, and that wasn't really like it wasn't a Furiosa role type. It was just like an alien that had minimal lines, but she didn't get that either.
So let me tell you this, and hey guys, for all the listeners out there from me and Mark, I'm not hating on Gal Gadot, I swear, but your own run for the hills, buddy, because I'm going to read this to you, and any sane man is going to be like, sane person is going to be like, this is an accident waiting to happen. So Gal Gadot and Yaron Versano own this production company called Pilot Wave, right? That Mark and I were mentioning. The first two projects they did were National Geographic presents Impact with Gal Gadot, 2021, 6-part documentary series. It's gotten no traction. Then they did Heart of Stone, 2023, which went straight to Netflix. I'd have to go back and look at the numbers, but I watch Netflix all the time. I've never heard of it. Maybe it's still out there, whatever, fine. Now they have like 8 other shows in the pipeline, in production. And some of these do not look like small movies. Cleopatra,
yes,
an upcoming historical epic tracing the life of the Egyptian queen.
I did come across that too.
Gal Gadot is the star. Surprise. Yes. They're going to go replicate Egypt historically. Not a small feat. All right, you're losing money there. Irena Sendler, flagship feature film for the company's launch under Warner Brothers. Gal Gadot stars the real life Polish nurse and underground operative who risked her life to smuggle 2,500 Jewish children out of the Warsaw Ghetto.
God, yeah.
That's a great premise, but she can't pull that off. Hey kids, come this way, right? She doesn't have the range to pull that off.
Is that going to be streamed or is that a theatrical release?
Warner Brothers. It doesn't say. It just says that's what they're using as their film, flagship feature film under the company's launch. So they're going to launch this, which is going to bomb. Haven't seen it. Don't know anything about it. The data is telling me it's going to bomb.
What was the name of that last one?
Irena Sendler. Look that up. See what that's projected. Hedy Lamarr, a premium limited series for Showtime. Gadot's going to executive produce and star as the iconic Austrian-born Golden Age actress. Yeah, it's not going to do anything Showtime. Good luck. All the Rivers, a feature film adaptation of a controversial banned romance novel. Here's a surprise. Co-produced and starring Gal Gadot as an Israeli woman who falls in love with a Palestinian man. My Dearest Fidel, a political drama detailing the true untold story of how ABC journalist Lisa Howard, played by, guess who became the intermediary and confidant of Cuban leader Fidel Castro during the height of the Cold War. Finally, Queens, a U.S. television adaptation of a hit Israeli series developed alongside some Eden Mall Shine North America. The thriller follows the woman of a fractured family who is forced to band together to take over the family business after all the men in their criminal syndicate are assassinated. Yeah, I've never seen a movie before where the women have to take over the mob after their husbands are killed. Starring who? Gal Gadot. Man, she convinced her husband to start this production company so she can line up roles for herself because everybody else is like, we're walking away. It's baffling to me. Baffling. Save your money.
Well, the goal is to make money. Like, you're doing so good in real estate. What's wrong with real estate? Just, it's, I guess it's, it's too private. It doesn't get enough visibility. That just, to me, like, you made great money doing that.
Yeah, I don't get it. Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I did see the lineup of what's, what projects they have in the queue, and none of which really sounded like it was going to pan out. I mean, these are just, they almost seem like they're doing it out of just the love of
Gal
doing it, right? Like I'm going to let my wife do this. I just, whatever.
I guess if you got that much money, right? You just say,
Yeah.
It's like, go ahead, Gal. You go do what you need. I'm going to go flip these houses over here with Reese Witherspoon.
Right. Let's see what Yaron's net worth is, because he's probably like, you know what? I need to double check my net worth here. So he has an estimate net worth of 30 to 40 million as of 2026. So, I mean, it's good money, but it's not like, it's not like 400 million or something.
Dude, those 6 movies going on are going to eat that up. I hope he's got a bunch of investors going.
Yeah.
Gal Gadot net worth. What's her net worth? $50? Estimated at about 50 million.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Okay.
One thing says 40, one thing says 50. So it's hard to tell. Well, and look, she's Wonder Woman. If I picture Wonder Woman in my head, I don't think anybody else could ever play that role. And she's a great action star. But to go back to our original premise of stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Do Schwarzenegger, Statham, Bruce Willis, Stallone. Like, go look for the female version of those roles. Like Mila Jovovich. She stays in her lane. She does crazy Resident Evil movies until, she's done 15 of them or something ridiculous. Just keep doing them.
Yeah, like the Cleopatra one, man. That is, that's a stretch and a half there.
Yep. All right. So I know where I'm putting her on the Mendoza line. What do you got to say? What are your thoughts on Gal Gadot on the Mendoza line?
I mean, the data, if it's, you look at the data, it's like a 1 or it's a 0.
Yes. I love when we agree. She is a 0 Ben Affleck, like female Ben Affleck.
Okay.
Right?
So let's compare for real quick. So let's compare her and Ben Affleck. What was Ben Affleck's highest grossing film? Was it Batman? Had to be.
Maybe it might have been, let's look. I used to have all this data in front of me, but probably Good Will Hunting, maybe, right? Highest ROI.
I'm just going to go with, I'm going to start with highest grossing. Yeah, I was right. Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, 2016, 874 globally.
Yep.
And we just said that she did about 800 something with Wonder Woman.
Okay. Yeah. So you're right. So I know you're right. I'm not saying you weren't. 180, and then the highest ROI, which is Good Will Hunting, which cost about 10 million and grossed about 225. So yeah. he's got some successes in his belt. Okay.
Yeah. So I would say if the Mendoza line is that, I mean, she might not even be there, dude. Like,
well, she's got the same. She's got the DC,
yes,
the
she's
Justice and the Wonder Woman stuff, but she can't do anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, but at least Affleck has Good Will Hunting. Like that is, and I get the Matt Damon effect and the impact that he had, but right, they wrote it, produced it, and they won an award for it. Like she doesn't have that on her resume.
Yeah, and anytime it's interesting the data that you pulled where anytime she has to go into something where it requires some sort of acting capability, they cast somebody else. Right?
Yeah, I mean, she even actually talked about it. Her words were, "It was always me and another big name." It's what it came down to.
Yeah, I don't know.
Crazy.
I'd put her in a movie where they can blow shit up, but other than that, I'm not giving her a whole lot of props. She's not on my all-star team unless I'm shooting female Expendables, right? Maybe something like that. Put her in there. Hollywood, you guys feel free to steal that too if you want. Female Expendables. I'm okay with that. But she should lead it. She should be in there. Zoe Saldana, Gal Gadot.
It's like just...
You can put Charlize in there maybe.
Just like action? No, Charlize, I mean, she's got... I mean, her
good
range
action,
is...
though.
She can definitely do action, but her... Yeah. But I'm talking about just more of a action-centric actor, female. Gal would definitely be. Yeah, that's kind of that's her lane.
That big tall broad from Game of Thrones. What's her name? You know what I'm talking about? Sir Dunk's granddaughter or whatever.
Yeah. My goodness, what was her name?
Yeah, throw her.
Brianna. Yeah, Brianna of Tarth.
Yeah, throw Brianna of Tarth in there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, then you need the little crouching tiger, the one that was in a bunch of movies. Like throw her in there. Can't think of her name. She was in the crazy one with Jamie Lee Curtis. Can't think of the name of that. Put her in there.
How about Angelina Jolie? She's a very action. You can
throw her in there as like the grandma mentor.
Yeah, she can pull it off. Yeah, in terms of action, women that are like action stars. I'm talking about like her and her contemporaries today, but I'm even thinking, even in the past, like who would I include in that list?
Of action stars?
Yeah. Like
I'm trying to look up this girl's name real quick. She was in man, I can't believe I can't think of this crazy movie that just won all these awards where everybody was like, what the hell was that?
I mean, the only other person, but she was all franchise was the chick that played Sarah Connor in all the Terminator movies. Right, she was probably
Linda Hamilton.
Hamilton, yeah.
Yeah, she was great. She would be everywhere, everything, everywhere, all at once. That's what I was trying to think of.
Okay.
I'm pulling it up right now. The cast.
Yeah, but Linda Hamilton was like, she was like physically.
Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah.
Michelle Yeoh. You got to throw Michelle Yeoh in there. She can cast. Right?
Yeah.
Linda Hamilton. Look, we got our cast.
Of the women Expendables?
Yeah, Women Expendables.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. How about this one? Bridget Nielsen.
Yeah, she might break a hip though. She's getting up there. I don't know if she's.
I mean, you need height on that roster. So I'm thinking Brigitte. Throw her in there.
Put her and Tarth next to each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. All right. Good. Set.
See?
It's all yours, Hollywood. Do something with it. All right. So we're going to give Gal Gadot. Oh, I have a funny clip if I can find it for Saturday Night Live where they talk about is it Gadot or Gadot? See if I can find it.
I think. Okay.
It's good. Apparently it's Gadot, but the one girl from Saturday Night Live. Did I not add it? I thought I did. The one person keeps calling her Gadot when she was on Saturday Night Live. I must not have added it. All right. So I got my sleeper pick. You ready? We're going to switch gears. Gal Gadot's a 0. She's a movie killer. Action movie. Throw her into something where she can be like a ensemble cast or you guys are losing money and pour your own. Run for the hills, buddy, because you're going to lose a lot of dough. All right. You ready?
Yes.
I'm going to play the trailer and then we'll go into, it's so good. Like it's coming out September. I had so many windows open. This goes back. Looking for an intern. You guys can find me one. I need someone to just keep me straight on all my shit. Coming out. I got distracted by your own list. September 11th. I should have known that. September 11th is my release date for my movie. All right. Let's play the clip. Technically, this is not horror, even though it looks like it.
I've seen that before. I'm just trying to remember when. Clayface.
Yeah, DC. Yeah. I think DC's got a shot if it doesn't totally hose that thing up.
Yeah.
Something a little different.
Yeah.
So Clayface, directed by James Watkins, who has a bunch of horror movies in his belt, steps away from the traditional superhero formula to focus entirely on the tragic, shape-shifting DC villain. Instead of generic CGI smash fest, early buzz points toward a psychological body horror filler focused on Basil Carlo's descent into madness as a fading actor. It's a character study masquerading as a comic book movie, carving out an intimate, dark corner in a crowded release calendar. I'm digging that.
Yeah, it looks interesting enough.
Yeah, and it's not the normal... it's like Joker, right? When Joker with Joaquin Phoenix, you either love it or you hate it. There's very little in between. I love Joker. I was like, if Joker was a true psychopath or sociopath, this is exactly what he would be like in the real world. And I thought the ability to take that and make that into something real, I thought was great. And Batman Begins is like my favorite all-time like hero movie because it was like they made it real. So
I loved it.
DC, yeah, it's great. If DC doesn't screw this up, and they keep it into some sort of realm of reality and said, look, this is what this guy could really be like, I think it's going to do great.
They got a shot.
Obviously there's a little bit there that, you can't see.
Yeah. I mean, it's got a shot to your point. Like if you can keep it, if you can keep a little bit of I'll call it realism, but anyway, I mean, I know Batman Begins wasn't really, it felt real at least. And then I think the casting was just phenomenal, but I don't know who this actor is. I don't know what
Tom Reese Harris. Never heard of him. Yep. And Lucy Bevan, who's the casting director, she cast Barbie and the Batman, but the Batman with Robert Pattinson, which I'm not a
I
Robert
thought was
Pattinson
good.
fan, but I thought he was good.
I thought he was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I actually thought he was better than Affleck.
yeah, oh yeah, 100%, absolutely. So yeah, and apparently the premise is this guy in Gotham, so it takes place in the whole Batman universe. You know, all the mobsters are all like super badass in the whole, and they play a major role in all the DC Gotham components. But apparently he was having an affair with one of the mobsters' wives. They found out and they kind of blew him up, and then he became this like super villain. But that's, I'll definitely go see that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not familiar at all with. I mean, was he in the comics? Do you know if this character was in the comics?
I think
he had
there's a
to
whole
have been.
comic around him specifically. Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting that they would pick Clayface. You know, it's just like. But I guess to your point, right? Like a lot of these, whether they were a villain or a superhero, I think all the mainstream ones have already been done. So why not go a different direction?
Yep. Yeah. The one thing that makes me a little nervous, though, I'm not going to lie to you, is the whole James Gunn factor. Like,
I'm
James,
yeah,
he's kind of a douche, right? And I'm not a big James Gunn fan, but
Same
he
here,
is
at all
co-head of DC. So
yeah, like so if you're into like if you're into the 2025 Superman, that was just a complete disgrace of that franchise. Like with these, I don't even know what those villains were. Like they just were made up from. There's no reference to those that ever existed in any comic books. They were just big blobs of like silliness, and then that's who he's fighting.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't get it.
Yeah, and they greenlit that, so not a fan.
All right. That's my pick. So.
Yeah, that was a good one. I did come across that before, and I knew there was a DC reference, but I was just like, okay, it's hard to get my head wrapped around this one. I mean, it looks interesting, but let's see.
Yeah, I think it's like the Penguin, right? Like they drop the Penguin and they do the Penguin series, which I thought was really good. And, it just takes place in that Gotham DC universe. And I think they're going to do the same thing with this. Like there's no Batman, it's just in the Gotham universe, and let's see where it goes. So,
yeah. I mean, do we know what the budget was?
I don't know. I'll have to look, but it must suck to live there, right?
In Gotham?
Yeah.
It's basically
Joker,
New York.
No Joker and Penguin running around New York. And now you got Clayface, and you got Scarecrow, Riddler blowing shit up. Like,
there's a lot of Jokers in New York. I mean, did you ever go like recently? I mean,
yeah.
A lot of Jokers there.
That's worse than my Gal Gadot intro.
No, maybe, but.
I thought I had the budget. I don't know.
So we're doing a back-to-back thing. Do we have? Who are we talking about tomorrow night?
Ooh, do you want to throw a little teaser? I think we go with your topic. I think we go with your guy.
Which guy? Oh, we're talking about. You said my topic. I thought you were talking about the what ifs, but you're talking about Glenn.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think we go with him. I think that's a good recommendation.
And then I only brought him up because I watched How to Make a Killing. I think that's the name of it.
I'm gonna have to watch some movies.
It was what you would expect. They put all those movies, right? They try to throw in some twist at the end or, midway. I look, it was entertaining.
I'll watch it. So Glenn Powell tomorrow night, folks. Glenn Powell is kind of like, he's got a big arc. So we're going to discuss the arc and what, where he came from, where he's ended up, kind of his journey. Might throw a little Chad Powers in there, see where that ends up. But Glenn Powell is going to be our back-to-back this week because we've been kind of neglecting you all, and we're going to try to get back on track.
Yes. Sounds like a plan.
All right, you ready? Quick
Yep.
recap.
Yeah.
Masters of the Universe sucks. Hold on, I like doing it better with music. Let's do it better with music.
I feel like they could have AI'd that movie and saved a ton of money. Just AI the whole damn thing, right? I mean, it looks AI
For which
generated to begin with, right?
For Clayface?
No. I'm talking about Masters of the Universe. I mean, it's a trashy movie. Just AI it, right?
Yeah.
Have some other studio do it. You know, there's a lot of creativity out there. I mean, just because it's coming from this big studio doesn't mean it's going to do anything, and it's exactly what it's doing, nothing.
They've changed all this stuff, and I'll edit this out, but for anybody who's listening, they've added all these new features and functions to like music and video and stuff. So now I can like loop and I can do all this. It's tough to find. It's not intuitive, but it's pretty cool once you find it. All right, you ready?
Yes.
All right, everybody. So quick recap. Masters of the Universe was a big bomb, which we predicted. I think our moving predictions are doing pretty well so far. We have Gal Gadot, not Gadot, who is our movie killer of the week. And data speaks for itself. From the Mendoza line, we are going to give her a big fat 0. And then as we go in, we got Clayface as our sleeper. And tomorrow night, a little bit of a tease. We're going to discuss Glenn Powell, his career, the arc of when he sucked, where he is now, and just how good he looked in that white t-shirt walking through that door. And I'm not really excited. So, see,
that's a wrap.
Loops now.
I see that.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Yeah. All right. And that's a wrap. And we appreciate you spending your Wednesday night with us. And we are at an hour and 9 minutes. Good timing for a lot of content tonight. So thanks, everybody. We appreciate you joining us.
See you tomorrow night.